The morning sun is already warm over Bujumbura. The city feels like it is waking up all at once. Down by the shores of Lake Tanganyika, the air is thick with the smell of water and diesel. The streets are a chaotic but somehow organized dance of people and vehicles. Minibuses, packed with commuters, weave through traffic with their doors wide open. Men and women walk with purpose along the dusty roadsides. They carry everything from baskets of vegetables to jerry cans for water. There is a constant hum of activity, a sense of urgency. Everyone seems to be on their way to somewhere important, part of a city-wide effort to start the day. I find myself drawn to the central market, the beating heart of Bujumbura. The noise hits you first. It is a symphony of vendors shouting prices, customers haggling, and the clatter of goods being loaded and unloaded. The market is a maze of narrow alleyways, each one dedicated to something different. One path is lined with mountains of colorful fabrics, another with sacks of beans and rice. The visual overload is immense. Bright red tomatoes are piled high next to green plantains. The sheer amount of life and commerce happening in this one place is hard to comprehend. It feels like the entire city's energy is concentrated right here. People move with a practiced ease through the crowds. Women with babies strapped to their backs expertly navigate the tight spaces. Young men push wooden carts laden with goods, calling out to clear a path. There is a certain grace to the chaos. It's not just a place to buy and sell. It is a social hub. Friends stop to chat, catching up on news while inspecting potatoes. You can feel the deep connections that hold this community together. The market is more than just an economic center. It is a place where lives intersect, and the city's social fabric is woven, thread by thread, every single day. As I stand and watch, I see the city's rhythm in action. It is a rhythm of resilience. Every person here is part of a complex system of survival and support. From the woman selling a small pile of charcoal to the man repairing shoes with worn-out tools, everyone has a role. The energy is not one of desperation, but of determination. People are not just waiting for things to happen, they are actively making their day happen. This is the pulse of Bujumbura. It is a city defined not by its challenges, but by the relentless motion and unwavering spirit of its people as they face the day ahead. I approach a woman named Chantal. She sits behind a small wooden table covered with avocados. Her stall is simple, but her movements are efficient. She tells me she has been selling in this market for over 10 years. Every morning, I wake up before the sun, she explains, her hands sorting the avocados by size. I buy from the farmers who come from the hills. The price changes every day. You have to be smart. Her business is a delicate balance of buying low and selling just high enough to make a small profit. This small profit needs to feed her 4 children. It is a daily gamble, a constant negotiation. A little further down the aisle, I meet a young man named Eric. He sharpens knives and machetes on a spinning stone wheel powered by a bicycle pedal. The screech of metal on stone is a familiar sound in this part of the market. He learned the trade from his uncle. There is always work, he says with a smile, wiping sweat from his forehead. Farmers need their tools sharp. Butchers need their knives sharp. It is a small job, but it is an important one. His income is not fixed. Some days are good, some are quiet. He shows me the calluses on his hands. They are a testament to his hard work and the physical nature of his daily grind. These small businesses are the lifeblood of the local economy. There are no large supermarkets here, no big chain stores dominating the scene. Instead, it is a network of thousands of individuals like Chantal and Eric. They are entrepreneurs in the truest sense of the word. They identify a need and find a way to fill it with the limited resources they have. This informal economy is incredibly resilient. It can adapt quickly to changing conditions. When one product is scarce, another takes its place. The market is a living, breathing organism that responds to the needs and challenges of the city. The families who shop here also play a crucial role. I watch a mother carefully select vegetables for her family's evening meal. She speaks with several vendors, comparing prices that might differ by only a few francs. Every single coin matters. She explains that she comes to the market every day because she can only afford to buy what is needed for that day's meals. This daily routine is not just about shopping, it is about managing a tight budget with precision. The relationship between the sellers and the buyers is built on trust and familiarity. They are neighbors, all part of the same community, all working to get by. I was invited to the home of a man named Jean-Pierre, who I met near the market. He works as a security guard at night and helps his wife Marie with her small food stall during the day. Their home is a small two-room structure in a crowded neighborhood on the outskirts of Bujumbura. The walls are made of mud bricks, the roof of corrugated iron. Inside, it is tidy and organized. A single bare light bulb hangs from the ceiling. Despite the lack of space, there is a clear sense of order and pride. Marie is cooking beans over a small charcoal stove in the narrow courtyard. The smell fills the air. Jean-Pierre tells me about their daily routine. He finishes his security shift at 6 a.m. and comes home to sleep for a few hours. By mid-morning, he is awake again, helping Marie prepare for the market. They have 3 children who are all at school. The most important thing is their education, he says, his voice serious. We did not have the chance to finish school. We want them to have a better life. Their entire day, every ounce of their energy, is focused on this single goal. It is a powerful motivation that keeps them going through long hours and constant financial pressure. Marie's business is a perfect example of the microeconomies that sustain so many families. She buys flour, sugar, and oil in bulk, then makes small pastries that she sells for a tiny profit. Her customers are her neighbors, people who might not have cooking facilities or the time to make their own snacks. Some days I sell everything, she says. Other days, not so much. If I have leftovers, the children eat them for dinner. There is no safety net here. Her success depends entirely on her hard work and the daily needs of her community. It is a fragile but essential source of income. As the sun sets, the family gathers together. The children return from school and do their homework by the light of a single kerosene lamp to save electricity. Jean-Pierre will soon leave for his night shift. The family shares their meal of beans and ugali, a maize porridge. There is a sense of calm and togetherness. They talk about their day. The children share stories from school. In this small, simple home, amidst the challenges of urban life, the strength of their family bond is clear. It is this unity that provides the resilience they need to face another day in the bustling, demanding city of Bujumbura. The journey out of Bujumbura is a slow and bumpy one. The main road quickly gives way to a network of dirt tracks that climb into the lush green hills, the famous collines of Burundi. The landscape changes dramatically. The dense, chaotic energy of the city is replaced by rolling hillsides covered in banana groves and coffee plantations. Small homesteads dot the landscape, their mud brick walls blending into the rich red earth. The air feels cleaner, cooler. The pace of life seems to slow down with every kilometer we travel away from the capital. This is the other Burundi, the rural heartland where the majority of the population lives. The contrast between the city and the countryside is stark. In Bujumbura, life is a constant hustle for cash. Here, life is tied to the land. The economy is based on subsistence farming. People grow what they eat. Any small surplus is taken to a local market to be sold or traded for other necessities like salt, soap, or cooking oil. We pass women walking along the road, carrying heavy loads of firewood or water on their heads. They walk for miles every day. Their strength and endurance are incredible. This is a life of physical labor, dictated by the seasons and the weather. I stop in a small village to speak with a community elder named Augustine. He sits on a simple wooden stool under the shade of a mango tree. He tells me that life in the hills has not changed much in his lifetime. We depend on the rain, he says, looking up at the clear blue sky. If the rain is good, The harvest is good, and the family eats. If the rain fails, it is a difficult year for everyone. Community is everything here. Neighbors help each other plant and harvest. If one family is struggling, others will share what little they have. This spirit of mutual support, known as Ubuntu, is the foundation of rural society. The homes here are simple but functional. Most are made from materials found nearby: mud for the walls, eucalyptus poles for the frame, and banana leaves or grass for the roof. Inside, the space is often just 1 or 2 rooms. There is no electricity or running water. Life revolves around the daylight hours. People wake with the sun and go to bed not long after it sets. It is a world away from the electric lights and constant noise of the city. Yet, there is a sense of peace and deep connection to the natural world that is missing in the urban sprawl of Bujumbura. In the hills, the family unit is the center of everything. I spend time with a family headed by a woman named Immaculée. Her husband works in another province for months at a time, trying to find paid labor. This leaves her to manage the farm and raise their 5 children on her own. Her day starts before dawn. Her first task is to walk to the local spring to fetch water. She carries a 20-liter jerry can on her head, a journey she makes several times a day. The path is steep and slippery, but she moves with a practiced balance, her bare feet gripping the earth. The family's home is a traditional round hut with a thatched roof. Inside, it is dark and cool. A fire smolders in the center of the main room, used for both cooking and warmth during the chilly nights. Their diet is simple and repetitive, consisting mainly of what they grow: beans, cassava, sweet potatoes, and bananas. Meat is a rare luxury, reserved for special occasions. Immaculée shows me her small plot of land. Every inch is cultivated. She explains the importance of rotating crops to keep the soil healthy. Her knowledge of the land has been passed down through generations. Community plays a vital role in survival. People work together in a system called a group of neighbors will work on one family's farm one day and then move to the next family's farm the following day. This way, big tasks like planting or harvesting can be done quickly. It is a social event as much as it is work. People sing and talk as they dig the soil with their hoes. This collective effort strengthens community bonds and ensures that no one is left to struggle alone. It is a powerful demonstration of solidarity in the face of hardship. As the day ends, the family gathers around the fire. The children, who have spent the day helping on the farm after school, listen as Immaculée tells traditional stories. There are no televisions or smartphones here. Entertainment is created from within the family and the community. Life is stripped down to its essentials: family, food, shelter, and community. It is a life of immense challenges, but it is also a life filled with a quiet dignity and a profound sense of belonging. The rhythm of life in thee is slow, steady, and deeply connected to the earth. Education is seen as the main path to a better future, both in the city and the countryside. However, the reality of schooling in rural Burundi is filled with challenges. I visit a small primary school perched on a hillside. The building is simple, made of concrete blocks with a tin roof. There are over 80 children packed into one classroom, sitting on long wooden benches. They share worn-out textbooks, sometimes with 3 or 4 children huddled around a single book. The teacher stands at the front, writing on a small, cracked blackboard with a tiny piece of chalk. His dedication is obvious. Despite the government's efforts to make primary education free, there are still costs. Parents must buy uniforms, notebooks, and pens. For many families who live on less than $1 a day, this is a significant financial burden. I speak to a father who tells me he had to choose which of his children could go to school this year. It is a painful choice, he says quietly, but I cannot afford the uniforms for all of them. The children who do attend school are incredibly motivated. They know the sacrifices their families are making for them. They study with a focus and determination that is truly humbling to witness. The school day is often interrupted by the demands of life. Many children have long journeys to school, walking for over an hour each way. After school, they do not have time for play. They have chores to do. They must help on the farm, fetch water, or look after their younger siblings. I watch a young girl, no older than 10, expertly using a hoe to weed a field of beans. She was in the classroom just a few hours earlier. Her life is a constant balance between her education and her duties to her family. Her childhood is one of responsibility. The dream of education is powerful, but the path is difficult. For those who finish primary school, the opportunity to attend secondary school is even more limited and expensive. Very few will make it to university. Yet the hope persists. Every morning, children in their neat, often patched uniforms make their way along the dirt paths to school. They carry their hopes and the dreams of their parents with them. In these overcrowded classrooms, with few resources, the future of Burundi is being forged. It is a future built on sacrifice, resilience, and an unshakable belief in the power of education. Getting around in Burundi is a challenge that shapes daily life in profound ways. In Bujumbura and other towns, the cycle taxi is king. These are regular bicycles, but with a padded seat on the back for a passenger. Young men, known as abanyonzi, pedal their customers through the streets with incredible strength and skill. They are a vital part of the transport system, especially for short distances. I watch them navigate busy intersections, their legs pumping like pistons. It is physically demanding work, especially under the hot sun. A single ride might only cost a few hundred francs, so they have to make many journeys just to earn a living. The reliance on cycle taxis and walking is partly due to the chronic fuel shortages that plague the country. Long queues of cars, sometimes stretching for kilometers, are a common sight at petrol stations. Drivers can wait for hours, or even days, for a chance to buy fuel. Often, the station runs out before they reach the pump. This has a massive impact on the economy. Public transport is less frequent and more expensive. The cost of transporting goods from the farms to the markets increases, which in turn raises food prices for everyone. The fuel crisis affects every single person. I speak with a minibus driver who has been waiting in a fuel queue for 6 hours. "If I don't get fuel today, my family doesn't eat," he tells me, his face etched with worry. "This is my life now, waiting." The uncertainty makes it impossible to plan. Businesses cannot guarantee deliveries. People can't be sure they can get to work. The whole country seems to be in a state of suspended animation, waiting for the next fuel delivery. This scarcity has created a black market, where fuel is sold in plastic bottles at hugely inflated prices, but few can afford it. This struggle for mobility highlights the resourcefulness of the Burundian people. They adapt, they walk further, they rely on the strength of the cycle taxi riders, they find ways to keep moving. The sight of a young man straining to pedal a passenger and their luggage up a steep hill is a powerful symbol of the country's reality. It is a reality of making do, of using human energy when mechanical energy is unavailable. The transport system, with its combination of human power and fuel-starved machines, is a perfect metaphor for the daily struggle and the unyielding resilience of the nation. To understand Burundi today, you have to look at its past. The country's history is complex and has been marked by periods of intense conflict. The wounds from the Civil War, which lasted from 1993 to 2005, are still healing. The war had a devastating impact on the country. It destroyed infrastructure, shattered the economy, and most tragically, tore communities apart. Many of the people I have met, like Jean-Pierre and Augusta, have personal stories from this time. They lost family members, friends, and their homes. The trauma of this period lingers just beneath the surface of daily life. The political instability that has followed the war has also made it difficult for the country to recover. Economic development has been slow. Burundi remains one of the poorest countries in the world, heavily dependent on foreign aid and agricultural exports like coffee and tea. The economic problems are directly linked to the political situation. When there is uncertainty, Investors stay away, and development projects stall. This creates a cycle of poverty that is difficult to break. The fuel shortages, for example, are not just a logistical problem. They are a symptom of deeper economic and political issues. The social fabric was also deeply damaged by the conflict, which was often framed along ethnic lines between the Hutu and Tutsi groups. Today, most Burundians are tired of this narrative. They are trying to move forward. In the markets and villages, people work and live together, regardless of their background. They are neighbors, customers, and friends first. They are united by their shared struggle for a better life. The elder, Augustine, told me, "We are all Burundians. We all bleed the same color. We want peace for our children." This desire for unity is a powerful force for reconciliation. However, the legacy of the past is not easily erased. It can be seen in the lack of resources, the fragile infrastructure, and the cautious way people sometimes talk about politics. The challenges of today, the poverty, the struggle for education, the lack of opportunities, are all connected to this difficult history. But it is also this history of hardship that has forged the incredible resilience you see everywhere. People have survived immense difficulties. They have learned to rely on each other and to find strength in their communities. Their history is not just a source of pain, it is also the source of their strength. After spending time here, it becomes clear that the headlines about Burundi, often focused on political instability and poverty, only tell a fraction of the story. The reality on the ground is far more nuanced and human. It is a story about ordinary people navigating extraordinary challenges with a quiet grace and determination. It is about the woman who wakes up before dawn to buy avocados for her market stall. It is about the young man pedaling his cycle taxi up a steep hill. It is about the children who study diligently in an overcrowded classroom, dreaming of a different future. What I will remember most is the spirit of community. In a country with few formal safety nets, people are the safety net for each other. This is visible in the bustling markets where traders support one another. It is visible in the rural hills, where neighbors farm each other's land. It is visible in the family home, where resources are pooled and sacrifices are made for the next generation. This collective spirit, this sense of shared responsibility, is not just a cultural trait. It is a vital survival mechanism. It is the glue that holds society together in the face of immense pressure. Life in Burundi is undoubtedly hard. The daily struggle for food, for education, for fuel is real and relentless. There is no denying the poverty or the legacy of a painful history. But to define Burundi only by its problems is to miss the most important part of its story. It is to miss the resilience, the dignity, and the profound sense of hope that persists. People are not just passive victims of their circumstances. They are active agents in their own lives, constantly working, adapting, and striving for something better for their children. Leaving Burundi, I am left with a deep sense of respect. Respect for the strength of the human spirit and the power of community. The real Burundi is not found in political reports or economic statistics. It is found in the laughter of children playing in a dusty courtyard, in the determined face of a market vendor, and in the shared meal of a family at the end of a long day. It is a country of immense beauty, both in its rolling green landscapes and in the quiet strength of its people. They are a people who, despite everything, continue to move forward together.